Hey guys, Bryce Altus here, Doctor of Audiology at Applied Hearing Solutions in Phoenix, Arizona. In today's hearing aid tip, I'm going to be showing you how to use Oticon's new two-way audio streaming capability with their More hearing aids. Until recently, Oticon has only been able to do one-way audio streaming. What that means is you can only stream audio in one direction, that being from your mobile phone or other mobile device directly into your ears through your hearing aids, but not the other way around. That's why before you had to actually hold your phone near your mouth so the person on the other line can hear you when on a phone call. That's because your voice was not able to be picked up by the microphones and then streamed back to the phone, therefore being the second part of a two-way audio stream. But now, following Oticon's new firmware version 1.3.0, you can now use two-way audio streaming capabilities. So you no longer need to hold your phone near your mouth for the person on the other line to hear your voice. In order to use this brand new feature, you do have to meet some criteria in order to do it. First one is you have to have Oticon More Hearing Aids, since this is only possible in their brand new hearing aid line. Second thing is you have to have an iPhone 11 or newer. If you have an older iPhone, you can't do it. You also have to have the iOS version 15.2 or newer in order to use this feature as well. So if you have an Android, an older phone, or you don't have the current firmware or software version in the actual phone, then you can't use this feature. To check your iPhone model and software version, go to the iPhone settings, scroll down to General, tap on About, and you will see your software version and iPhone model. If you have an iPhone 11 or newer, that is great. But if you see that you are running software version 15.1 or older, simply use the back button, tap on Software Update, and follow the prompts to download and install the new software version. So if you have Oticon More Hearing Aids, if those hearing aids have been updated recently to the 1.3.0 firmware version, and if you have a compatible phone, being the iPhone 11 or newer and iOS version 15.2 or newer, then you should automatically already be doing two-way audio streaming. So let's say you get a phone call, right? You still have to answer the phone call like you did before by pressing the accept button on the phone. But once the call has been accepted, then you should start already getting two-way audio streaming, meaning that you no longer need to hold your phone up near your mouth. You can put it in your pocket or leave it on a table or something like that, and you can walk around while being on the phone and not necessarily need to use your hand to hold the phone, so it's hands-free. Your voice is being picked up by the microphones in the hearing aids, and then you are hearing the person on the other line through the receivers in the hearing aids. Now, two-way audio streaming is not a brand new breakthrough technology for hearing aids. Other manufacturers, such as Phonak, have been using two-way direct audio streaming for a few years now. But there's always been a potential downside to doing two-way audio streaming. The biggest potential downside is if you end up being in a noisy or busy environment while trying to take a phone call. Oftentimes, the person on the other line that you're talking to on the phone will complain that they're hearing a lot of background noise. So they're hearing a lot of interference that's causing your voice to not be clear to them when on the phone. One of the reasons this happens is because the physical distance from your mouth to the microphone is farther away when the microphone's behind your ear than it is if you hold the phone up to your mouth. In those situations with two-way audio streaming, you had a couple options if someone was complaining about not being able to hear you. You could disable Bluetooth altogether and either hold the phone up to your ear like before or put it on speakerphone. But speakerphone is not necessarily private, and if you hold it up to your ear, then you don't get the benefit of using both your ears to help you hear and understand the person on the other line of the phone. Your other option was to just simply leave the busy, noisy environment, go to some place that's a little bit more quiet, less noisy, less busy, and hope that that clears up the way that you sound to the other person on the other line of the phone. But that's not always possible, and it's not always convenient either. But now with the way Oticon is doing two-way audio streaming, you have a little bit more flexibility when it comes to making phone calls in difficult or noisy situations, that you don't have to deal with some of the downsides of two-way audio streaming like that's been done before. Now with the way Oticon has done two-way audio streaming, you can actually have the choice to switch between two-way audio streaming or go back to one-way audio streaming simply from a press of your phone. Once your Oticon hearing aids have been updated, and if you are using a compatible phone, you'll now see a new option in the accessibility shortcut on your phone. To access this shortcut, triple click the lock button on the side of your phone. Once accessed, if you scroll down, you will see input options. If you tap on input options, you'll see automatic, right, left, or off. This is where you can switch which hearing aid is picking up your voice between either the right or the left hearing aid. Automatic will then automatically switch between right or left depending on which hearing aid is getting the better signal. But if you choose off, this will actually switch the hearing aids back to one-way streaming, meaning that you can hold your phone up to your mouth like you did before if you are in a busy or noisy environment to help people on the other line hear you clearer and report less difficulty. When you choose off, you are switching back to one-way audio streaming, meaning that the audio of your voice is not being sent from the hearing aids back to the phone, it's being picked up by the phone directly. Now, this should have a big improvement in busy and noisy environments because, like I said, you can actually get the microphones closer to your mouth than you could with the hearing aid back behind your ear, thus reducing the amount of interference from background noise around you, so your voice is clearer to the person on the other line. Thus far, I've only had a handful of patients meet all the criteria to upgrade to the new firmware version and take advantage of two-way audio streaming. And those patients that I have updated, they seem to love it, and I have not heard any real significant problems on their end with phone calls and audio quality. As for today, that's it for this video. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos just like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if there's any ideas for future content or videos you want me to make in the future, leave a comment in the comment section below.